All right, everybody. Another Schmolke investment team practice report, and we had a little treat today. Weather forecast said that it was going to be raining from the get-go. We come out to practice thinking we're only going to get 20 minutes because they had changed it, and then we get out there and saying the weather was much clearer. So we got to see the entire thing until lightning hit. So we got to see a lot of good stuff today. Eventually, lightning hit. They went indoors. Loads of recruits on the sidelines. But we got to see a little offense, defense, a lot of one-on-ones. And, of course, I'm Mike Scarborough. Buddy Songy with me. What'd you see, buddy?
Good morning, everybody. As always, look, we knew the weather was invariably going to come in here. We did get about 45 to 50 minutes on this Saturday morning. Wind is blowing like all get out. And Tigers, of course, out there at practice number 5. Mike picked up some tidbits. First time we saw 12 personnel today. Both Trades Green 14 and Bauer Sharp 10 were on the field at the same time. Still a lot of movement. We did see for the first time Braylon Moore taking some snaps with the ones. Of course, DJ Chester conveniently moved over to left guard. Most of you know that Tyree Adams is going to be tough to dislodge at left tackle, and then Bo Bordelon and Weston Davis at right guard and right tackle. As you hear the thunder, that's what you want to see a little bit of this year. Thunder and lightning. Who we're going to call Thunder and Lightning? Hey, I got a little tidbit about Harlan Berry we'll get into, but as always, we hand the football over to Mike, and he'll start us off on a Saturday morning.
Yeah, I tell you what, of course, Schmolke investment team practice report. And we're over here under the overhang at the ticket window at Tiger Park. And, of course, softball team with another win. They're doing very, very well. Quarterbacks, balls were sailing on them. The wind was whipping up out there. But I think Nussmeier looked very crisp. They had some design runs today that we saw in some of the drills. Got a good look at Caleb Jackson. He had a drop ball, but I think overall – he looks to be in fantastic shape. In fact, I'm wondering if he might not be a little bit leaner than he was last year. Got to see Destin Hill a good bit. I watched him a little bit today. Of course, transfer in from Florida State, and certainly an older player. Big old leg brace on him. Shot a lot of video today. Probably going to have one of our bigger packages. We got to shoot up to 20 minutes. I think the other day we had 16, almost 17 minutes. I'm probably going to be in the same ballpark. So we'll have that also here on TigerBait. Trades Green, who Buddy mentioned, I thought looked very nice today. But overall, OL, DL one-on-ones, got to see some of that. We had a little bit of everything at practice today. And Kyle Williams getting animated with his D-line going up against the OL group. And I wish I would have had some of that on video, but that happened after the fact.
Yeah, and look, they're in full bats today for the first time we've been able to see, and they did go to the ground. Obviously, when you talk about a thud scrimmage is when you tackle and don't go to the ground. You always worry about linemen falling and getting injured when you go to the ground, but we're starting to see a little bit of the physicality. And back to Nuss real quick. You know, people freaked out last year or 2 years ago when I said Jade Daniels had a bad day of recognizing and throwing. It's early. Nuss is not going to be a guy that is going to come out here and make every throw. Well, as you alluded to, new receivers, wind blowing, but the potential for him and what I like, Mike, is they have so many options with the wide receiving core. We hadn't talked much about Nick Anderson. He's number 4. He's the big guy, 6'4", 210 range from Oklahoma. 2 years ago, caught 31 passes, 10 of those were for touchdown. You could see it. I was watching him. He's a little frustrated. He's not 100% yet. Most of you know, 0, 1, and 3 are your first starting wide receivers. Of course, Xavier Thomas, Aaron Anderson, and Chris Hilton. But, man, once you get into the second guys, Barry and Brown, you're going to see a lot of number 6 this year. Destin Hill, as you alluded to. Kyle Parker is running with the 2s. He's got a red jersey. He's coming back from an injury last year. And then you throw in some of the other younger guys that we hadn't even mentioned. So we don't want these things to get redundant. We'll continue to give you some tidbits. But I tell you, we got thunder and now just saw lightning. So maybe LSU will have a little bit of that lightning in a bottle on that offense because they've got some vertical threat this year, more speed, more depth that they might not have had last year, Mike.
Talking about offensive line, I really like the way the guys look today. Particularly, I liked what I saw from Weston Davis. And you had him out there at right tackle. You had Tyree Adams at the other tackle. Just a matter of time, this DJ Chester, Braylon Moore center battle.
Yeah, I think invariably when it's all said and done, DJ Chester's going to slide over to left guard, and Braylon Moore is going to be your center. Right guard will be a position battle. And don't forget, Josh Thompson is expected to join the team next week. But I got to tell you, Mike, running with the twos, look at the film, folks. Look at 66, Solomon Thomas, 6'4", about 3 1/4. Look at 57. I asked Coach Kelly about him last time. He will meet with the media in about an hour, and I don't know if he's inside or outside, but 66 at left guard and 57 Carius Kern at left tackle. Mighty impressive for two early enrollee true freshmen.
I'll say this. When you had them all together, I think there's a reason to be excited for the overall OLDL group. Your tackles, defensive tackles, your edge guys, your offensive linemen. Yeah, you lost Will Campbell and Emory Jones, etc. But I think overall, when you saw the size and the capability of those two groups combined, this is the best that I think BK's had it. And so certainly we're going to wait to see if this O-line gels. But there you have it. Of course, we're brought to you by the Schmolke investment team. You tired of watching your money sit idle? It's time to get off your couch or assets and start investing. Every moment you wait could be a misled opportunity to manage your wealth. At the Schmolke investment team, their financial advisors are ready to kickstart your investment journey. Whether you're a new investor or looking to expand your portfolio, they've got expertise to guide you every step of the way. So stop procrastinating. Don't let fear hold you back. Take action now and help safeguard your financial future. Give them a call at 318-448-3201 or visit them at the www.smolketeam.com or go by their office at 128 Versailles Boulevard in Alexandria for a free initial consultation. Your future's in your hands. Let's make it happen. Securities and advisory service offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA/SIPC. All investing involves risk, including loss of principal. No strategy assures success or protects against loss. And known Bart and Brian Schmolke for 30 years, fantastic people, and give them a shot at your financial portfolio. And if you're a young guy and you need to start putting some money away, don't take a whole lot. Do a little bit. Get started.
Hey, we talked about it yesterday. I predicted it was a green day. It was a big green day. Hope that we get a few more green days, but trust and communication. You can pick up the phone and say, look, what's going on? Did we hit the floor? Is there more volatility? These guys are professionals, do a great job of taking care of you. And along those lines, when we talk about securing your future, man, oh man, it is fun to watch all of these guys at edge rush. Preston and I were talking about them. 8 edge rushers right now working, and of course we know Gabriel Relaford and Jack Pyburn are two guys that we've talked about. Kalash Cobbins a little undersized, but he is going to certainly fight his butt off. Patrick Payton from Florida State, Jamari Butler from Nebraska. Don't forget about all the other. I mean, you're talking about depth at that position. You mentioned the D tackles, Ahmad Bro and Dominic McKinley starting, and then you got those big guys we talked about. Now, I mentioned 99, Sadir Mitchell. He's still trying to get in shape, but that's a big man. 98, Dylan Battle was a little gimpy today, but 94, Zion Williams. Mike, I don't know if you've seen the way this guy's put together, but you've got some young defensive talent, and that is what is exciting, is that as we talk about it, they have recruited more size, more physicality, but it's going to take them a little time for the light to come on.
Absolutely. So they said because we were supposed to get 20 minutes a day, which we ended up getting more, that we were going to now get Tuesday the full practice. Do you think we're still going to get the Tuesday full?
I don't know about that.
That's going to be interesting. I hope we do. But either way, there's a whole lot going on. Obviously, LSU baseball team took game 1 against Missouri last night. Softball a winner. Tomorrow night in the PMAC, the LSU women get their bracket, and we'll see who comes here for the first 2 rounds. So a lot of things going on out here at LSU. Gymnastics, on, and baseball. They're going to get it in?
Oh, yeah. This will get out of here, and they'll play baseball tonight at 6 o'clock. By the way, didn't want to slight Damian Shanklin. He's 47, also an edge rusher. And, of course, my other guy, C.J. Jackson, number 89. We haven't seen C.J. Jackson play. He is a redshirt freshman, came in last year. And, look, there's plenty of depth. Big interesting tidbit, folks. Austin Osbury moved to the Sam linebacker, so he's going to play the star position. Don't freak out. Didn't see Charles Ross out there in some of those drills, but he's been doing great things, and of course that's where Perkins is going. So they've moved Osbury from a safety spot to a Sam linebacker, and then of course Wes Weeks. Obviously, Tylen Singleton, number 46, and Devon Keys. I think people forget Devon Keys had his pick 6 in the bowl game. So 5 linebackers that are going to be coming in the fall, including Keelan Moses from U-High. Of course, everybody knows about where's my eyes here real quick, folks, on a Saturday. It's hell when you get old, isn't it, Mike? Linebackers coming in. Jaden Breaker, you and I talked about him yesterday. He is going to be a physical outside backer. We mentioned Keelan Moses. Zach Weeks, they say he's the best of the 3. And then you add on, where's my other guys? You add on a couple more that are coming in here in the fall. And so, look, Tyler Miller has been on the bike. J.D. LaFleur on the bike, starting to have some bumps and bruises and a few people missing out on some of the work, but right now I don't think we've seen any serious injuries.
We were walking out. It was me, Buddy, and Preston, and I still argue that I think, yeah, you've got tight end numbers, but I really think when you go to the next portal period, if you could add a top receiving tight end, I think that would be one of the positions that you would look at if there was a really good one there that you could get in on. Yeah, you have Trey'Dez Green, but I would like to have one more stretch tight end. I mean, because you don't have a whole lot of depth there as far as receiving tight ends.
Yeah. Well, look, this is the first time you're going to see Trey'Dez Green and Bauer Sharp move out to the outside in the slot. They're going to throw it to. So we saw a little 12 personnel. I was looking for the other 2 linebackers and conveniently forgot about Whit Weeks and obviously Harold Perkins.
Who would you compare Sharp to? A shorter Colin Jeter?
Yeah, I like Bauer Sharp. I liked his film at Oklahoma, and he led them in receiving last year. Now, they had a lot of injuries. Everybody knows that with your Sooner pundit. But, look, Bauer Sharp is in the 240 range. We want to see, and I know you talked about it, this is one of the negatives with Trey'Dez Green playing basketball. If you're going to ask him to block, you're going to have to put 5 or 6 pounds of muscle on him. Also got some tidbits watching the punters today, Mike. Badger Hargett's 46, and then Grant Chatwig and, of course, Peyton Todd are in the battle. Only one snapper right now, Jonathan Ferguson, but they'll have more of those guys coming in. Special teams, going to be interesting to see how much better they can be with special teams. And I don't know if they've announced it, but the Grambling coach coming over here, we hadn't had a lot of talk about him. But as always, folks, with all this speed, whether it be punt return or kickoff return, you're going to have a lot of speed with this return game for LSU this season.
All right, everybody, do me a favor, hit that like button. We got rain coming in here sideways. Mist is getting on the lens already. I think both our backs are wet. And but like Buddy said, this is going to pass through, and hopefully LSU baseball won't have a hitch. But again, hit the like button, share. We're going to have a full practice video up. We'll have Brian Kelly up as well this afternoon. So, and hit that subscribe button, notification bell, and we appreciate all you guys tuning in. Y'all have a good rest of the weekend.